Hello everyone, welcome to this new video on Bold BI. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to create a new tenant site in the Bold BI dashboard server multi-tenant application, so you can provide a separate, secure workspace for each customer or department with isolated access to users and resources. Now, let me show you how to create a site. From the Bold BI server homepage, click the profile icon and open Manage Sites. This takes you to the site management page where all tenant sites are listed. To create a new tenant, click Create Site. The site creation flow includes 4 main steps: site creation, select database, data security, and administrator. In site creation, start with tenant type. Open the drop-down menu and select the tenant type you want to provision for this site. I make no change. Next, enter the site name. This is the display name shown in Site Management, so choose something that clearly matches the customer or department. I provide the name. Now review the domain. The domain shows the base URL where the site will be hosted. I'll make no changes for this example. Next, take a look at the site identifier. The site identifier is unique, becomes part of the site URL, and is generated automatically in the format site_n based on the number of active sites for that product. For this demo, I'll keep the default values. Next, configure Inherit Global Settings. If you want this new site to copy global settings from User Management Server, open the drop-down menu and select the settings you need. Based on what you select, the tenant can inherit items such as date and time format, application language, branding, look and feel, and account settings. If you skip this, default values will be used. I'll skip it for this example. If you see a master site option, enable it only when you want this site to act as a master controlling other sites. For this example, I'll leave it unchecked. Once the site creation is complete, select Next to move on to Select Database. This step configures the database for the tenant. Now choose your configuration mode. In Simple mode, you configure a single database for both Bold BI and the data store. With this option, the site details, dashboards, data store, users, and access permissions are stored together in one database. If you prefer separate databases, use Advanced mode. In this setup, dashboards, users, and access permissions are stored in the Bold BI database, and authentication information plus data collected from SQL and REST data sources is stored in the data store database. I'll choose Simple mode for this example. Server type indicates the supported database. In the drop-down menu, you can see the available databases to use. I will use PostgreSQL. The server name is where you enter the database server's host name or address. I'll enter the server name. Port number defines the transmission control protocol, the port the server listens on for incoming connections. I'll make no change here. Maintenance database specifies the default database used for initial connections and administrative tasks. I skip it. Username specifies the database account name that the tenant will use to connect to the database. I'll enter the username. The password provides the corresponding account password for access. I'll provide the password. Database selection allows you to select between new or existing. Choosing new database creates a fresh database for Enterprise BI Server, while existing database connects to a pre-created supported database. I'll make no changes for this example. Database name specifies the name of the database where the tenant data will be stored or accessed. I'll add the database name. Additional parameters allows you to specify extra optional database connection settings for advanced configuration of the tenant. I skip it. Enable SSL allows secure encrypted communication between the tenant and the database. For this case, I will not enable it. Select Next to continue to the security step. Here you can configure security options such as isolation code and custom attributes. Isolation code helps configure row-level security applied to the dashboard. Enabling it turns on a site-wide filter using a specific isolation code to control row-level data visibility. In the isolation code field, enter the code value to filter data for all dashboards in the site. Enable Rows Security activates row-level security to restrict data access based on available data source columns. Next, let's take a look at Attribute. This is configured by the User Management Server admin for a site on the Site Details page. Attributes are name-value pairs associated with users, groups, and sites. To configure, click Add. Enter the name, the value, and a description explaining the purpose. If you enable Encrypt, the value is stored encrypted in the database and appears as dots in the grid. If you don't need these right now, you can skip this step and configure them later. I'll skip this step. Now select Next to move to Administrator. In this step, select the Site Administrator, the user who will have full control over this tenant site. The selected administrator can create dashboards, data sources, schedules, slideshows, users, and groups, and manage permissions for users and groups. Choose the admin user from the list. Then select Create and Launch. After you launch the site, you'll return to the sites list where you can monitor the status. The deployment runs in the background. Wait until the site is launched. Once the site is launched, the tenant is ready. Users in that site can sign in and start working with resources based on the permissions you assign. In this tutorial, you learned how to create a new tenant site in Bold BI. To learn more about Bold BI, you can visit boldbi.com. Start a free 30-day trial by selecting Try It Free. If you want a demo from an expert, select Request Demo to schedule a call. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching.